So now we'll begin this. Okay. Welcome to this main tools session where we will be covering all the three tools, that is Balsamiq, Azure, and Microsoft Visio. Okay. Balsamiq, Azure RP, and Microsoft Visio. All these three tools. So what is the purpose of these three tools? Why API should use these three tools? And each of the tool practically also will learn how to use and all. Okay. Okay. So first we'll discuss about BA. Okay. What are the roles and responsibilities of the BA? Okay. So first, a BA is nothing but a person who acts like a bridge between the technical team and the stakeholders or the clients. Okay. So he will be the point of contact of the client whenever it faces. Okay. He is the face of the technical team or else IT team. Okay. So whatever the requirements that the client wants in this project to be developed and what changes they want. Okay. Every interactions will be possible via business analyst. Okay. That is why BA is majorly focusing on business language and technical language because he is a bridge, right? So business people don't know technical language, so they cannot directly interact with developers. They won't understand what to develop, what project need to be done, etc. Right? Whereas the development team also doesn't understand the business language, right? What is the business needs, what is ROI, etc. Right? So to bridge the gap, a BA should be there, right? So that is where the BA role comes into action. Okay. Team, can you hear me? Are you getting any disturbances or anything? Okay, Pankaj, I think it's from your side only. Okay. The others are getting my voice clearly. Okay. I think it's from your end. You check it. Okay. Okay. So first, I'll just write it about BA. So BA is like a bridge between technical team and stakeholders. Okay. And some of the main primary responsibilities of PA. We'll discuss it. Okay. As a PA, what we will be doing in the company, etc. And all will be discussing. Okay. Some of the primary responsibilities are gathering the requirements, documenting them, documenting the requirements, and modeling the requirements. Okay, let's make this an interactive session. Okay, so that everyone can understand. Okay, so some of the primary responsibilities of a BA is like gathering the requirements. Gathering the requirements in the sense whatever the client wants to be in the project. Okay, what are the specifications? What are the business needs, etc. All those will be gathered by the BA. Okay. So using various techniques like illustration techniques we use, there are 11 illustration techniques like interviews, brainstorming, focus groups, etc. Right? Using all those techniques, we will be gathering the requirements. Okay. So the client gives you the requirements that need to be there in the project, right? Those requirements should be documented. Documented in the sense these requirements are being made different documents. Like business requirements are majorly written in BRD document, and functional requirements are written in FRD, functional requirement document or specifications, and solution requirements, specifications, etc. There are various documents that a BA will be preparing it, right? These all will be documented. Okay. So you might be questioning why do we need to document the requirements, right? So documenting the requirement makes that whatever the scope of the project, okay, what all features are included in this project, everything will be documented so that there is a proof that why these other features are not there, why only these features are there. That acts like a proof of concept, okay, so that no one questions why this uh, feature is not there in this project, etc. Things, okay. So sometimes client won't be remembering all what all requirements they gave you, right? They might question you why this requirement is not there, right? So that you can check your BRD document and we'll know what are the business needs, whether we have developed correctly or not, right? That is what the documentation gives you, and also in future purpose also. This project will run for many years and all, right? Even enhancements could also be done in this project, right? At the time of many years also, this documentation helps you in further employees also, okay? So that they can understand the whole project by reading the documents and analyzing them, can understand the whole functionality and then can add or changes can be made, right? In that way, documentation helps, okay? Modeling. Next one is modeling. Modeling the requirements in the sense, so whatever the requirements that you have gathered, those should be modeled in the form of UML diagrams or prototypes, wireframes, etc. So that the development team can know what things to be done in this project, etc. Okay. So as you know, the developer needs to understand the project totally so that they can develop correctly, right? So by reading the requirements, they won't understand it, right? When we convert those requirements, the flow functionality into multiple diagrams, then they would be understanding it clearly. Okay. Okay. So you might be getting some doubt like why do we need to model, using what we need to model. Okay. This is the tool session. Okay. Okay. So you might be getting some doubts, right? Why do we need to model the requirements, etc. Right? So modeling the requirements is nothing but we're making the requirements into, let me write it in here. Modeling the requirements is nothing but is turning the requirements into visual forms like UML diagrams and prototypes, wireframes, etc. Okay. Okay. So this is why we need to model these requirements. Okay. So might be getting doubts, right? Where do we model these requirements? How these prototypes, wireframes, or UML diagrams are made, right? So using the three technical tools, we do them, model the requirements, right? So I'll be going to explain each tool in detail, whereas these wide UML diagrams are there, right? These UML diagrams are done using Microsoft Visio. Okay. So UML diagram basically consists of various subcategories or diagrams like use case diagram, activity diagram, sequence diagrams. These all can be made in Microsoft Visio. Okay. And prototypes and wireframes and mockups also. Okay. Let me include mockups. Okay. So prototypes are being made in Azure RP, and wireframes and mockups are usually made in Balsamiq. Okay. Whenever I'm explaining about each tool, I'll go in detail. What are these wireframe, mockups, etc. and all. Okay. Okay. So the recordings will be uploaded in the YouTube channel. The UPD has a YouTube channel. There you can find the recordings. Okay. Okay. So first we'll discuss about Microsoft Visio. Okay. Microsoft Visio tool. Okay. Okay. So as the name itself suggests, this tool is being developed by Microsoft, where this tool is used to, okay, it is used to draw or model UML diagrams. Okay, yeah, you can use Figma also. Okay, so almost similar. It's your wish. Okay, but Microsoft Visio is like a traditional tool which you can use it for all purpose. Okay, so Microsoft Visio is a tool which you can use it for drawing UML diagrams. UML diagrams is nothing but Unified Modeling Language. Okay, so where how system is interacting with user, how system is performing, etc. will all be diagrammed, I mean displayed under this UML diagrams. Okay. So basically UML has 9 diagrams. Okay. Okay. In that 9 diagrams, 5 are static and 4 are dynamic. Okay. So 5 static diagrams are nothing but, okay. So 5 static diagrams are nothing but use case diagram, use case diagrams, class activity diagram, class activity diagram, component state chart, component state chart, and package collaboration, package collaboration, and deployment. Okay, so these are the 5 static diagrams. Okay, and 4 dynamic diagrams are sequence diagram, activity diagram, state chart diagram, collaboration. Okay, so these are the total 9 UML diagrams which you can use it to for modeling the requirement. Okay, you might be getting all these diagrams will be drawn by BA or not. Right? So a BA don't usually use all these diagrams. Okay, the BA only uses this use case diagram, sequence diagram, and activity diagram. Okay. Only these diagrams will be drawn by BA. Okay. Even the sequence diagram is also not drawn by BA, but basic understanding how the sequence diagram works, it is usually drawn by developers. Okay. But a BA should be able to explain the diagram to the clients or to the stakeholders. Right. So in that situation, the sequence diagram knowledge should be there for BA. Okay. So on total, static diagrams and dynamic diagrams, only these three diagrams will be drawn by a BA. Okay. So we'll now go into detail about use case diagram post. Okay. Okay. So use case diagram is nothing but it displays or it represents how a system is interacting with how the user is interacting with the system. Okay. So in a diagrammatical way, we represent in a visual representations. Okay. This is what a use case diagram says. Okay. This is basically how user is interacting, right? So it is a user specific diagram, user specific or perspective diagram, user perspective diagram. Okay. Use case diagram is used to represent how a system or else, okay, so how user is with the system. Okay, so a use case diagram usually represents how a system is, how a user is interacting system, or interacting with the system. Okay, so in this we have various components. We represent how a user is interacting with the system, right? So we represent in the form of use cases, actors. These are basically the components of a use case diagram. Okay. Okay. So basically, these diagrams are categorized into static and dynamic diagrams, right? Static diagrams are like it represents only in the form of architecture diagrams. Okay. It represents how the overall system is designed, how overall system works in an architecture way. It represents. Okay. These all diagrams are there, right? Class diagram, object diagram, class activity. These all represents basically an overview or architecture wise. Okay. The dynamic diagrams are nothing but it represents the behavior. Okay. How interactions are possible. Okay. Those all represent in dynamic diagrams. Okay. Use case diagram is just like, use case, static diagrams are nothing but it represents architecture wise diagram. Okay. Dynamics are like it represents behavior. Behavioral diagrams, these are also called as. Okay. Okay. So I was discussing about components, right? Components of use case diagram. Right? First one, use cases. Okay. Let me write use cases, and the next one is system boundary. System boundary, and actors, and relationships. Okay, so basically, there are like four components. Again, each component is divided into subtypes also. We'll discuss about it. Okay, so these are the main components through which we show how a user is interacting with the system. Okay, in a use case diagram, we represent them. Okay, so again, use cases. First, we'll discuss about use cases. So use cases are like it represents the main functionality of a feature, or else what does it representing? Okay, that is what we show in these use cases in the form of oval shapes. Okay, these are like oval shapes. Okay, these are again basically divided into two types. Okay, one is essential use case and supporting use case. Okay, so essential use case is nothing but it represents the main functionality. Okay, so let us take an e-commerce example. Okay, so in an e-commerce example, whenever you try to order a product, right? So if you try to order, the main essential use case is like login. Login is one functionality, right? To complete the login, there are some supporting use cases, supporting actions which needs to be done, like entering the username, password. Then only login will be successful, right? So in that way, the username, password, etc. details will be coming under supporting use case. That which means it's a help the essential use case in completing the functionality or task. Okay, okay. This is what it is called as use cases. Okay, system boundary. System boundary is nothing but it differentiates or specifies or differentiates the use cases and actors. Okay, and again, system boundary is only one component. It is usually represented as a rectangle. Okay, actors. Next is actors is divided into two types again. Okay, which is primary actor and secondary actor. Okay, the primary actor is nothing but who will initiate the process. Okay, so who will initiate the process? Obviously, the user, whoever is using the system, they will initiate the project, right? I mean, initiate the action, right? Those will be coming under primary use case. Okay, which are always placed on left side of the system mount. Okay, I'll be showing you in the diagram. I mean, in the tool also. Okay, secondary actor are usually placed on right side of the system mount. Okay, secondary actor is nothing but the action which is whatever the action that we are performing, right? It depends on the secondary actor for the information. Okay, like a system. Okay, it is been dependent upon secondary actor for any functionality to be completed. Okay, so for example, whenever you are performing login action, right? The user initiates the action. User will be under primary actor. Whereas secondary actor, the database or the admin will be approving you, right? So it depends on on the system whether this login is successful or not, whether the validation is there, right? This all will depend upon the secondary actor. Okay. Okay. Basically, you can simply say that secondary actor will help the primary actor in completing the process, whatever the functionality. Okay. And relationships are again divided into three types. Okay. So basically, relationships are nothing but between essential use cases and supporting use cases. We use these relationships. Okay. One is include, extends, and generalization. Okay. So these are the major relationships which we will be using in a use case diagram. Okay. So between essential use cases and supporting use cases, we use include, extends, and generalization. Okay. So include is nothing but it is like a mandatory relationship. Okay, mandatory, mandatory relationship. Whereas extends is just like optional relationship. And generalization is like where we give an option or an way to the user to select any one option. Okay. For example, include is there. Okay. So in situations where whatever the action that the user will be performing, right? If it is mandatory, okay, then we represent using this include. Okay. If you are performing login action, right? The username and password should mandatorily be entered, right? In that situation, you can use this include option, where include relationship can give between essential and supported request. Whereas in that screen only, you'll be getting forgot password, right? Forgot password is not always mandatory, right? Whenever you forgot only, you'll be pressing that feature, right? In that situations, you can use this extends, that is optional, okay? And the third one, generalization. Generalization is nothing but it is like an inheritance relationship, okay? It is like an inheritance relationship between parent class and other class. Okay. For example, in payment. Okay. So in payment, it is with neither of include or neither extends can be used. Right. Where any one mode of payment can be selected and we can complete it. Right. In those situations, you can use this generalization. Okay. So basically, these are the old components which we will be using in use case diagram. Okay. And next one is activity diagram. Right. In activity diagram, it represents how a system is behaving. Okay, in various situations, how the system is behaving and all will be discussed or modeled in this activity diagram. Okay, it is like a flow chart which we will be representing how the work is going on, how the system is behaving. Okay, so how it totally depends on the system, right? So it is like system perspective diagram. System perspective diagram. Okay, so here also you have various components like start node, end node, decision box, guard condition. Okay. Guard condition, fork and join, branch and merge, and connector. Okay. So these are some of the majorly used components. Okay. And one more is like control flow. Okay. So these are the major components which you will be using. Okay. Start node is represents how where the system is starting, where the workflow is starting. And node represents where it is ending. Okay. Okay, whenever I'll be explaining about the tools, right? I mean, in the practical session, you'll get to know, okay, how where each relationship should be used, okay? And decision box, where if you want to split a decision into multiple paths, where you can use this decision box. Guard condition, like whenever you're splitting the ways, right? There you can give conditions, whether it's yes, valid, etc. Yes or no, valid, invalid, okay? Fork engine is situation where you split the uh, way into different paths where parallel actions are denoted. In those situations, this spoken join can be used. Next is branch and merge. Branch and merge is situation where you split the path into multiple parallel actions in that only one action can be performed. Okay, splitting ways into different activities under which only one path can be selected. In the situations, branch and merge can be used. Connector, which connects multiple decisions. Control flow indicates how the data is flowing from one component to another. Okay, using these, you can draw an activity diagram. Okay, okay, and next sequence diagram. Okay, sequence diagram is nothing but it represents interactions between objects and classes in a sequence of actions. Okay, in sequence of steps. From each step, how the objects are interacting with the actors. Okay, in that way, it represents a sequence diagram. Okay, interactions of interactions between objects, actors in a sequence way. Okay, in the sequence diagram, we represent how objects are interacted in a sequence in a sequential order, how they are interacting and all. We represent in the sequence diagram. Okay. So in the sequence diagram also, in every diagram, not only in this, there are various components which you will be using. Okay. In sequence diagram also, we have many components like objects, lifeline, activation bar, and incoming and return message. Okay. Okay. So these are the components which you will be using in a sequence diagram. Okay. Got it? Okay. So these three diagrams only a PA will be drawing it. Okay. The use case diagram, activity diagram, a PA will draw. Whereas the sequence diagram, only the development team or its technical team will draw it. But as a BA, we should have the knowledge on how a sequence diagram is drawn, how to read it, etc. Okay. Okay. So let us go into Visio and see how things are made. Okay. So whenever you open Visio, this is the interface you will be getting. Okay. We can go to software and database, and under that we have this UML diagram, right? Click on this. Okay, then an interface would be opened where this is the interface you will be getting it. Okay, so on the middle part is called usually a canvas where you can drag and drop the component and place it in the diagram. On the topmost ribbon, you can able to see various formatting tools where you can include colors, text, font, etc. and all things can be used using this above ribbon. On the left side, you can see various diagrams. The UML diagrams we discussed, right? All those are available here. But as a BA, we only use this use case diagram, activity diagram, and sequence diagram. We usually don't do it, but just understanding should be there. Okay. So first we'll know about use case diagram. Okay. Okay. So first, whatever whenever you're drawing any diagram, okay, like we have discussed about the components, right? So this is actor, okay, and this is use case, and this is system boundary, okay. So these are and communication lines in uses which represents mandatory relationship, extends like optional relationship, and generalization. Okay, so these are majorly the components which you will be using. Okay, so we'll take an example and then we'll draw a use case diagram. Okay, so if you want to delete any component, you can delete it via this option. Okay, Okay, whenever you're drawing any use case diagram, first system boundary should be placed. Okay, here you can write the name also on what you're drawing a use case diagram. Okay, so I'm drawing a use case diagram on e-commerce application. Okay, okay. So first, there are various actions that a user will be performing in a e-commerce application from end to end, right? So first, user registers, right? So I'm placing a use case name registration. Okay, so if you double tap on it, then under the name you can edit it like whatever you want. Okay, I'm typing as register, right? This is a essential use case. This is the main functionality which user performs, right? So as the user performs, we should place an actor also. Actor represents how a user interacting, right? So if you double tap on it, again under the name, you can select what name to be represented. Like I want user. Okay, the user is interacting registration. I mean the functionality, right? You can use this communication line between actors and use cases. You can use this communication line. Whereas in include, extend, and generalization are used among use cases, essential and supporting use cases. Okay. This relationship should be given via and only, okay, not on head or leg. Got it? So under registration, we have various sub supporting use cases, like whatever the details that we give while registration, like name, mobile number, password, and nickname, right? So in this way, we need to rename them. Okay, first is name, second one is password, next is email, and next is nickname. Okay. So now we have to decide what type of relationship should be given among these use cases. Okay. So as you already know, while registration, if you see in any e-commerce application, name, password, email are mandatory, right? If you're not given, the registration will not complete, right? In that situation, you can use it include option, include relationship, which should always point towards downwards. That is from essential to supporting use case. Okay. Drag and drop it here. Okay. It always points towards supporting use case. Okay. In the same way, for whatever the relationships that you want to give include, you can give it. Okay. Whereas nickname, it depends on you whether if you want to give a nickname, you can give. Or else it is given as an optional, right? In those situations, you can use extends. Okay. Which is always pointed towards upwards from essential use case to supporting use case. Sorry, supporting use case to essential use case. Okay. This is how you represent a include extends relationship. Okay. I hope you got it right. How to decide the relationships. And obviously, this will depend on the secondary actor for the information, right? So you can place a secondary actor. Like I told you, it will always be placed on right side, right? So we can give admin or else a database, anything. Okay. Okay. I'm giving an admin where he operates, right? Whether the registration is completed or not. So we can give a communication line to indicate that uh, admin is monitoring it. Okay. So in this way, a use case diagram is drawn. Okay. For example, after registration, login is performed. Right. So you mentioned the login use case as essential use case. Okay. So under login, we have various supporting use cases like username, I mean email, password, and forgot password. Right. So for all these use cases, what type of relationship can we give? Can we take a wild guess? Like mention in the chat box. Until then, I'll write the names. Team, are you there? Are you even listening? Yeah, then tell me what type of relationship that we can give for this email password and forward password. Yeah. So to log in, email and password are mandatory, right? So you can give include. Whereas forgot password, you can give extends because it is not mandatory to be given, right? Whenever you forgot, then only you can give, right? So in those situations, you can use include for email and password and extends for forward password. Okay. So once the login is done, so you will be able to see the products that are available in the e-commerce application, right? Okay. So let us name it as product catalog, right? So in the catalog, you can use various features like search or else favorite I mean, if you like any product, you will be making it as favorite, right? Those things. Or else if you like the product, you will add to cart, right? So I'm just writing few features that you will be using. So for these use cases, what type of relationship you will be giving? Let me know. For search and for add to cart and favorite option. For these three, which relationships can be used? Include extend. Take a guess. Even it is wrong, take a guess. Okay. Okay. So generalization is not used here. Okay. Generalization is situation where you use any option thing. Okay. So it is not like a optional that only one can be selected and you can go complete the action. Right. In those situations only generalization is used. Okay. Here, these three are like optional only, right? If a user performs, then only you will search. If the user likes any product, then only you will favorite it. I mean, like it, right? And add to cart also. If the product liked by the user, then only you will add to cart and you will complete the payment and you will order it, right? If not, you will just scroll down the products and you will leave the page, right? In the situations, extends can only be used. Okay, okay. For all the extends only would be suitable. Okay, got it? Why extends? Okay, so in the above thing, we haven't connected this communication line, right? The user only performs it, right? So connect it to login and again communication line from login to admin. Okay, same thing to admin to product catalog and user to product catalog. Okay. As you can see, it is interrupting the forgot password, right? So instead, if you double tap on it, you have this right angle connector. Okay. Then it will go into right angle thing. So that it will not disturb any lines. Okay. So in that way, whatever the essential use cases you want, you can add it. Okay. So add to cart also you can add. Under add to cart, you have various actions again, right? So you can proceed to payment or else you can delete the components or delete the products, etc. things, right? So in that way, if you want, you can add it. Okay. So I'm directly jumping into payment. Okay. So in payment, okay. So in payment also we have multiple options, right? Like modes of payment via UPI, cash, or else COD, card, right? So in that, what type of relationship do we use? First is UPI, cards, net banking, and then cash or COD. Yeah. So here generalization would be used. Okay. Generalization is a parent-child class relationship, right? So to complete the payment, any one mode can be selected and you can do the payment. Like it is like here, if you use include, that means every mode must be selected, and if he does the payment through every mode, then only payment is completed and order will be placed. That is not a situation. Extends, if you give, if he doesn't do any payment also, he will complete it. That is not a situation, right? Where any mode must be selected mandatorily, then there you use this generalization. Okay. So if you want to use this generalization, you can use the same extends. You can use the same extends button. Okay. Like point it towards essential use case, but the extends wording is there, right? That should be removed. Okay. So double tap on it. You have the stereotype, right? Remove, scroll up if you have empty one. Okay. That empty one is called as generalization. Okay. In this case, generalization is indicated. Got it? So if you are not finding it correctly, so in state chart or else, yeah, in static structure diagram, you have a component, separate component called generalization. You can directly drag and drop it also. Okay. Either way, you can do it. Okay. Got it? So in that way, once the payment is done, so your order will be confirmed and SMS will be sent, right? So that is one use case I want to display. Okay. So confirmation, order confirmed. Okay. Under order confirmed, you will get the message via SMS or else email, right? Or else both, right? So it depends on you who you want to represent. If you want to represent email and password must be sent, then you can use one component. Okay. If you want only one thing to be sent to the customer, then you can use extends or generalization. Generalization you can use if you want either of the thing to be sent. If you want both the things to be sent, you can use include. Okay. So I want email and SMS should be sent to the user about the delivery confirmation. Okay. So then I'll be using include. Okay. If I give include, that means email and password. I mean email and SMS should be sent to the user regarding the update. Okay. Email and password. Okay. So if you want only one thing to be sent, then you can use generalization. Got it? And you can also add receipt also. Various things, it depends on you how you think. Okay. So this is just to show how a use case diagram is drawn and what components need to be used. Okay. So again, point these communication lines to from payment to user. Okay. Let us drag and point it towards center and use as right angle connector. Okay. Again in same way from admin to payment. Okay. So the payment details will be obviously stored or monitored by admin only, right? So if you want to give payment gateway as the payment, you can also give it. Okay. And again, the order confirmation would also be monitored by admin and will be stored in admin. Right? Okay. Regarding the generalization, same. It will always point towards parent. Okay. Because child will inherit the properties of a parent. Right? That is why it should always point toward upwards. Okay. I will just okay. Go up and point it towards and. Okay. Use right angle connector or curved straight connector also. Curved in the sense it will show in the form of curve. Got it? Again, in the same way, user to order confirmation. Okay. Again, give a straight connector or else curved connector. Okay. So in this way, use case diagram would be drawn. Okay. Got it? Okay. Yeah. So if you want to use generalization, use this extends. Okay. Double tap on it and remove this extends. Scroll up, upside. You scroll it. Okay. Then you will find this an empty one. Click on it and then click OK. Then the empty one will be open. Okay. Or else use this static structure. Okay. Here a generalization named component is available already. Okay. Drag and drop it. Okay. Either both the same. Okay. Got it, Pooja? Yeah. So this is how you draw a use case diagram using all the components. Okay. So in this only if you want to add multiple pages. Okay. You can add here. Click double tap on it or else left click inside the page. Okay. You can name the pages. We will now draw activity diagrams. Okay. So in activity diagram, you can draw multiple activity diagrams for each flow. Okay. For example, for registration diagram, one for login. Okay. And that way you can draw for each. For now, we'll draw registration. For registration, we'll now draw an activity diagram. Okay. Select activity diagram. Here you have all the components like start node, end node, and the control flow is this one. For transition, that is poke and join is one component, right? This is join, and this is poke, and this is decision box where you split the decision into two paths. Okay, this is access state where you indicate the action. Okay, so these are some of the main components which you will be using in an activity diagram. Okay, okay. So for now, we'll just draw an diagram indicating registration. Okay, for registration, there are various actions which need to be performed. right? First name should be entered, and then email, and then password. These are all mandatory, right? That is why we are indicating in a basic flow. Okay. We'll just cover all the components. Okay. And mobile number. Okay. Once these details are done, registration will be successful. Right. There itself the flow ends. Right. In that way, you can add this control flow to indicate the action, how it is performed. Okay. Start node to first name will be entered. If name is entered, you can enter email and then password and then mobile number. Okay. So here itself the flow ends once the registration, these all details are entered. Right? So in that way, this is just a basic flow which we will be using in registration. Okay. So for login also we can draw another diagram. Okay, where we'll cover decision box. Okay. So login, select activity, and then we'll start. Okay. First always starts with initial state, and for the we are logging in, right? First email should be entered, and then password, right? Next is password should be entered. Okay. So once this email and password are correct, then only the login will be successful. If not, login is not successful. Right? So here you can split the decision into two parts, yes or no. Okay. Using decision box. This is the decision box. Okay. So let us draw the control flow. Okay. Here from email to password. Okay. From password, we are splitting the decision. Right? It will go to the decision box. From here, decisions will be split on two bases. One is yes condition and one is no condition. Right? If it is yes, login will be successful. Right? Right? If it is not successful, again they need to enter the email and password. Right? So from the decision box, we are splitting the decision into two parts. One is no condition, that is it should go to the email. Right? Again, it is clumsy, right? So you can use this right angle connector to show it. Okay. And the other one is yes condition. Right? If it is yes, then the login will be successful and it will be ended. Right? So you might be getting one doubt, right? How to indicate yes, or what is yes condition, what is no condition, how can we differentiate, right? By using guard condition. Okay, on what condition you are splitting, you need to write it. So this is no condition, right? If you double tap on this relationship, we have this guard, right? Toggle this, checkbox this guard. Under the body, what message you want to mention, you can mention. This is no condition, right? You can mention no, click on OK. Then no message will be displayed. Okay. If you want to yes, this is yes condition, right? Click on guard, click on this, write yes, click on OK, then you can display. This is like guard condition. Okay. So in this way, a decision box can be used. Okay. So now we'll discuss about branch and merge, where we will be using this branch and merge component. Okay. So for payment, we will draw an activity diagram, how the payment goes and all, how the payment does. Okay. So again, select activity. It will always start from initial state, right? So in payment, we have various modes of payment, right? First, select payment mode, right? Under select payment mode, you have multiple modes of payment, like UPI and cards, net banking, and one more also we can do like COD, right? So these are modes of payment, right? Through which only one mode can be selected and you can complete the payment, right? So branch and merge is a component where we use in situations where multiple paths can be split. In that, only one decision can be taken, one activity can be performed, and you can complete the action. In those situations, we use this branch and merge. Okay. So branch and merge, you can use it, right? There is no specific component called branch and merge in each other, right? Instead, you can use the same decision box to complete it. Okay. Both the two decision box should be used between above and above and below and above, where this acts like a branch, where it will branch the modes into multiple activities. Okay. Merge the whatever the action that is performed that will be merged by this decision box. I mean, in this diagram, this doesn't act as a decision box. It acts like connector. Okay, where it connects multiple inputs and multiple outputs. Okay, and that's where the branch and merge is used. Okay, so add these control flows for all components. Okay, so here we are splitting decision into multiple paths, right? We can connect to all actions or activities. Okay, now branching is done. Now we should join it, right? Join it with control flow. Okay, either of the payment mode can be selected, right? So we can merge all the flows, all the activity. Okay, so here branch and merge is done. Okay, so any mode can be selected and you can complete the payment, right? So here you can also add a decision box again. Okay, so if the payment is done, then only the payment is successful, then only order will be placed. Otherwise, you have to do the payment again, right? So you can add a decision box also after this. Okay, okay. So you can first write a state. Okay, let me I selected the wrong topic. Okay, you can delete it. Yeah, okay. Select an activity. So payment is done, right? So you can add an activity named payment where you can split the decision. Okay. So here you can use the decision box to indicate whether the payment is done or not. Okay. So if it is completed, then order is placed successfully. If not, it will return to the payment page again, right? So you can point it towards again select mode of payment where payment is initiated, right? Instead, you can use a right angle connector. Okay. This is a no condition. I mean payment invalid, right? Add a guard condition. Under guard, invalid. You type invalid. Okay. Okay. Here the decision is being here the decision is clicking, right? Okay. I think I pointed towards wrong. Okay. From the decision it is being clicked, right? So here it should point. This is a yes condition, right? So type it as yes or valid. Okay. Got it now? Where branch and merge is used. Okay. So in this way, you can draw an activity diagram for payment. Okay. You can end it here. Okay. I think I've placed an initial node. Right? You have to place a final node. Okay. So here the activity will be ended. Okay. So for branch poke and join, I'll insert in another diagram. Okay. Which is for order confirmation. Okay. So I want the email and message SMS should be sent parallelly. I mean, both should be sent to the customer or the user who places the order, right? In those situations, fork and join is used. Okay, so you can place this fork and join. Under that, you can mention the activities which you are performing. Okay, first initial state and then action state to indicate what it is performing, right? Confirmation message. Okay, so on the confirmation, you are want to send this via email and SMS, right? If you want, you can enlarge it. Okay. Okay. So here there are multiple sections or activities which can be sent, right? So I want an SMS and email, right? To mention it as email. So here also we are splitting the path of confirmation into two paths, activities, right? But the difference lies here is here any one can be selected and you can complete it. Whereas here both should be sent. Then only it will be joined and then the confirmation will be sent. Okay. This is what the difference between branch and merge and fork and join. Okay. Okay. I think, okay. Place it correctly. Under fork, the paths are splitted. Under branch, those are joined. Okay. So in these situations, we can use this branch, a fork and join. Okay. In situations where we cannot, where parallel actions are indicated. Okay. I think it is submerged. Okay. So we'll use another control flow and we confirm that SMS and both are sent successfully. Okay. So once it is sent, the action will be ended, right? In that way, the flow ends. Right? In this way, you can use all the components and draw an activity diagram. Okay. For each activity, wherever it is performed, you can draw an activity diagram. Okay. Got it, team? How to draw this use case diagram, activity diagram in this Microsoft Visio? Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask me on this video. If not, we'll go into the another tool. Yeah, yeah. Until and unless you practice, then only you'll be getting it. Okay. Where to use which component, why, etc. Okay. This session is all about how to use and why do we need to use these components. Okay. Then you can use it if you practice. If you have understood where each component is used, you can do it quickly. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we'll now discuss about Azure and Balsamiq. The first we'll discuss about. Yeah, Shalini. So if you don't have feature to insert text, okay. So under this above insert, uh, text box is there, okay. So insert, click on this text box, okay. Let me click on this text box, and wherever you want to insert the text, you can insert, okay. For example, here I want to insert some text, okay. You can drag and you can enlarge it. Under that, you can type the text, okay. You can mention like delivery status should also be sent. Okay. This message I want to display. Okay. Then you can write those text also. Okay. Got it. So majorly these components are used. Okay. The other components are not majorly used. You can ignore them. Okay. Majorly swimlane is used actually. Swimlane is nothing but to indicate separately what action is performing and all. You can use this swimlane. Like how you are swimming lanes separately you will be having it, right? In those situations, you can use this swimlane. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now we'll discuss about Azure Balsamiq. Okay. Yeah. First, we'll discuss about Balsamiq and Azure RP. Okay. So basically, in this Balsamiq, we use Balsamiq is used to create wireframes or mockups. Okay. So first, if you want, first I'll just give you an overview of two tools. Okay. And then we'll discuss about those what are these wireframes, what are these mockups and all. And Azure is used to create prototypes. Okay. Okay. So first, in order to use the tool, first you need to know what are these wireframes, mockups, and prototypes. Right? Okay. Let us discuss differences. Differences between wireframes, mockups, prototypes. Okay. Okay. So here are few differences which I have gathered. Okay. So basically, we will just explain. Okay. So a wireframe is nothing but it is like a blueprint. Okay. It is like a blueprint which we draw using pen and paper, like how where a screen is designed. Okay. This Azure and Balsamiq are basically are used to create screens and pages. Okay. The screens and pages are basically divided into three parts. That is the wireframe, mockup, and prototype, which are of type. Okay. Each has its own specification or advancement or something. Okay. Whereas the wireframe is like basic version. It is like a blueprint, like how you have blueprints for a building, right? So in the same way, how a screen should look like with pen and paper with a straw. That is wireframe. Okay. Whereas mockup, it is a bit advanced version of wireframe where you can add more colors or navigations from one page to another. Like if you click on login, it should navigate to a login page. Okay, those all can be added. Okay, this is like an improved version. Okay, and the prototype is like the advanced version, like how originally the project should look like. Okay, like a replica, you can say. Okay, that is what prototype means. Okay, in that you have very advanced features like conditions also you can give and links from one page to another page and interactions can be possible in this prototype. Okay, this is what basically difference between a wireframe, mockup, and prototype. Okay, so we'll discuss in detail. I'll discuss. Okay, so I'll just show you an image which will help you in understanding the difference between wireframe, mockup, and prototype. Okay, so this is an example where we are displaying some information of how it looks like, how it looks of a dashboard. Okay. So, for example, in the first image, you can see, right, in an overall blueprint way, here menu should be there, logo, search, here image should be there. This is like placeholder, wrong mark. Is that right? There an image should be present, name details, like we just show in a blueprint way. Here these things should be present in the screen, etc. That is wireframe. Okay. Mockup is like it is like an advanced page of a wireframe where you add those colors, design, and what features need to be present. And if you click on this, it will show to the next page and colors, etc. All can be added. Okay. Whereas a prototype is nothing but how it look like. Okay. Even the symbols and if you press on share, right, it will click on share and will ask you where it should share, etc. All those interactions can be possible. User can actually interact. Okay. This is a static page. Only it is for display purpose. Okay, where it is like a dynamic where you can interact also. If you click on like button, one like will be improved, I mean added. Okay, so in that way that it differs. Prototype is like the most advanced one. Okay, this is an advanced version of wireframe and this is the basic version. Okay, got it? The difference between wireframe, mockup, and prototype. Okay, we'll discuss in later also. Okay, like it is like a blueprint and as I told you, it will be prepared with pen and paper, like in a systematic way. Here, this component should be present. Here, logo should be present. Here, image and description. Okay. So usually, this wireframe doesn't take much time, right? as it is prepared with pen and paper. You can use it quickly. I mean, you can make it quickly also. Okay. Whereas mockup, as you need to add some designs, navigations, etc. Right? So it should look real, right? So in that way, it will take some time to make these mockups. Usually, softwares are used to create these mockups. Like Balsamiq is one software which through which you can make these mockups. Okay. So usually, a business analyst along with UI UX design team collaboratively work and create these mockups. Whereas wireframes, no one need, right? Just a blueprint. Because as a BA, you can do it quickly. Okay. As color combinations, etc. As a BA, we don't know it, right? UI UX team will help you. Or else a BA usually makes this. Okay. And when it comes to prototypes, as it is a more advanced version, it will take more time to generate. Okay, as we have to add multiple conditions and etc. Right. So as it is more advanced, usually a BA doesn't prepare, but BA should have the knowledge on how to prepare also. In situations where no team is present, then a BA should only be creating it, right? That is why a BA should create this prototype. Okay. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. So got it right? The difference between a wireframe mockup and a prototype. See, did you get it? The difference? Okay, so basically these three will be made using this Azure and Balsamiq. Okay, so wireframes and mockups are usually made by using this Balsamiq tool, and prototypes are made using Azure RP. Okay, team, did you get it? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll go into the practical tool and learn how to prepare this wireframe, mockup, and prototype. If you have any doubts on this, you can tell me. Okay, okay, and also we'll learn the difference between these two tools also. That is Azure and Balsamiq. Azure RP and Balsamiq. Okay. So let me highlight Azure RP and Balsamiq. Okay. So yeah, this is the difference basically, which I have gathered actually. Okay. So as you can see, in Azure we can make only prototypes, right? Obviously, prototypes are advanced versions of wireframes and mockups. That is why Azure is like more advanced version. Okay. Requires some time to know what each feature is there, how to use, etc. Right? Valspik is like just drag and drop tool. These both are drag and drop tools, and you can use it quickly. Okay. Whereas Valspik is less advanced when you compare with Azure. Okay. And one more important feature difference is like in Azure, user interactions can be possible. Okay. That means you can practically interact with that whatever the screen that you have created or generated. Okay. Whereas in Balsamiq, these are just for display purpose. You cannot interact. Okay. For example, use a login page username should be entered, right? The username is just for display purpose of Balsamiq. Whereas in Azure, you can type the username like your name or something. Okay. That is what the main difference is. And when it comes to collaboration, Azure, you can collab with all your team members. Okay. Multiple team members you can share and you can edit it, add inputs, etc. Whereas Balsamiq, only one person can make it. Okay. So one person can only involve. If you want to share it again, they have to prepare it. The sharing is not done in this Balsamiq. Okay. And as it is more advanced version, Azure is like a subscription-based model. I mean, it will ask you to subscribe for monthly or some days. Okay. Subscription-based model, it will be working. Whereas in Balsamiq, it is like one-time fee. Once one fee is paid, you can use the Balsamiq features for a long time. Okay. And whatever the output that you will get it right, those can be converted into HTML, CSS files and JavaScript also. Okay, the output, whatever the screens that you have generated. Okay, whereas in Balsamiq you can only get it in the form of PNG or PDF format. Okay, got it. So this is the major difference between the two. Whereas this is the difference between the wireframe, mockup, and prototype. Okay, so in a high level way, if I want to sum up, wireframe is like a blueprint which will can be drawn using pen and paper, which is usually done by PA, whereas mockup, an advanced version of wireframe, where you can add colors, navigations, and how a real screen look like, but in a static way. Okay. Whereas prototype, it is like a dynamic prototype where it involves the actual system, how it look like. It is like a replica of the whole project. Okay. Where advanced navigations can be there, etc. Okay. Here it is usually done using by collaborating with development team and business analysts. Okay, got it, team. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll go to the tool and explain how to create and all. Okay, any doubts, team? So if you don't have anything, I'll just go to the tool and I'll explain. Okay, how a screen wireframe prototype can be created and all. I'll be explaining you when I go into the tool. Okay, yeah, it depends, Deepak. So a wireframe usually doesn't take much time. A VA should definitely create. Okay, in all companies, prototype cannot be developed all the time. It depends on the budget, time that you have, etc. Okay, but a mock-up and wireframe usually you should create it. Okay, wireframe is definitely created. Mock-up based on the time, etc. You have. Okay, like I previously told you, the use of these like to understand how it look like, so that you can get a feedback. Okay, so before developing the actual prototype, you give a sample prototype to the user so that you can get the feedback. Okay. So if you have created a prototype, for example, for any project, okay. So you can get the feedback of the client, right? Here these changes need to be made and these features should be included, etc. Inputs you can get it, right? So after developing, you can, if you get the inputs, that will be of the effort will be wasted by the developers, right? In that way, feedback is taken by you generating these wireframes, mockups, and prototypes. Okay, got it? Do we need to create these wireframe, mockups, and prototypes? And obviously, to model the requirements also. Whatever the requirements that the client will be giving you, right? How to create them. Okay, we'll just show it in the form of wireframes, mockups, and prototypes. Okay, so that we'll get the feedback of the user and then accordingly the development will start. Okay, got it? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll now go into the tool and we'll see. First, we'll go about Balsamiq. Okay. So click on Balsamiq. So this is the interface you will be getting in a Balsamiq. Okay. So let me remove them. If you want to remove, just click on the component, click on backspace, it will be removed. Okay. Okay. So this is the interface which you will be getting where you have this canvas part, right? In the middle, this is called as canvas where you can create the actual wireframes or mockups or pictures, anything. Okay. On the left side, you can able to see how many pages that you have created and all. This all can be done or navigated using these mockups. Right side. On the top ribbon, you can have various components which you can use, which you want to place in a window or anywhere. Okay. In all, you can able to see all the features and any specific things you want, like buttons. Under buttons, you have everything. Under commonly used, these are there. Okay. And you have the search feature also. If you want to search any component also, you can search like button. You can get the button, where is button. Okay. Got it. And on the right side, if you want to give any notes, you can give it. Okay. So in this way, page or else a screen can be designed. Okay, so let us create a screen, I mean, pages or screens for the e-commerce application. Okay, so obviously a browser should be used, right? It should display on the browser, right? You can type the website name, what you want to name. Okay, I want to type, I want to give it name as A to Z store. Okay, dot org. Okay, so this is the website name that I want to give. You can type it to automatically update. Okay, okay. So first, I want to create it for registration. Okay. So type this mockup name as register. Okay. So under registration, what all things you have like username, password, etc. will all be required, right? So you can add those text fields. Okay. So under common, you have this text input, right? You can use it. Like this is for username and next is for password and next one mobile number. Okay. So first, let us indicate what this page is. Okay. A header, we'll just write it. You can search for the component like header. Okay. Okay. You have this header option, right? So you can type. Okay. I think this is our icons. Okay. Okay. So we'll just remove it. We don't want an icon, right? Yeah, and the text we can able to see. Okay. So let us add some text. Okay. Indicate it as registration. Okay. So enlarge it. So if you are selecting any component, okay, on the right side, those all inputs can be edited, formatted. Okay. For example, I want to format this registration. Okay. Like bold thing if you want, or else if you want to increase the size, you can do it. Okay. Okay, got it? If you want to change the background of this browser, you can select the background color also. Okay, so I want this to be indicated in this color, you can change it. Border style also, it's your wish. Okay, if you want to indicate a scroll bar, you can also add the scroll bar as well. Okay, at what stage the icon should be there, you can also put it. Okay, and again, if you want to add this search bar also, you can add it. It's your wish. What all you want to place in that image, you can a screen, you can paste it. Okay, so username is given. Like it also should give an interface or an input so that user enters text, right? So we'll add another text input for all components. Like for username, for password, and for mobile number. Okay, where the user enters, right? So once entering is done, they will click on register button, right? A button should be placed, right? Please so you would search and type button. So a button component is there, right? And click on it and double tap on it to edit it. Okay, click on type register, and under that you can change the colors also. Okay, okay, I want it to be displayed as blue color. Even the registration also, we'll try to add color. Okay, got it now? In this way, you can add colors, etc. Okay, so if you want to add any more page and all, if you click on plus, a new page will be added. Okay, so rename it. Now registration is done, right? Next is login page. Okay, name it as login. Another login, what all things you want, you can place it. Okay, or else if you just want to duplicate it also, you can duplicate it. Okay, let us duplicate this option. I mean this page. Then same duplicate copy will be created. Okay, so instead of again pasting the web browser, again text fields and all, you can just remove few components, right? In that way, you can save your time. Okay, in that mobile number is not required, right? For login, you can remove it. Only username and password, and this should be okay. Text only need to be placed, renamed, right? This is login, right? And username and password should be entered, and then login will be successful, right? Here also again login, right? So username is entered, password is entered, and then the user will click on login, and also forgot password also you can add it, right? So you can add them, okay? You can add a link here, like forgot password, okay? So when you click on this forgot password, it will redirect you that page where you will be entering your email and OTP will be given, etc. Okay. And if you want to indicate some icons, etc., and all also you can give it. Okay. Like you can go to the symbols or icons. Yeah. In these icons, you can get various options. Okay. Accordingly, you can use it. Okay. So once the login page is done, we the products will be displayed, right? Product catalog. Okay. In this product catalog, we don't need all these things, right? So remove them. Here, just the information on the products will be displayed, right? So here we can mention search button and all. Okay. I mean search feature, etc. things. Okay, so let us go and search it for search. Okay, in the product catalog, you will be able to see the search icon, right? Right. Here a logo should be present. So a logo image should be placed here. In that way, you can display it, an image. Okay. The real world images also can be added. Okay. So for example, if the product should be displayed, right? That image can be added. If you click on this, it will redirect you. If you double tap on this image, it will redirect you to the folder. Okay, where you can add your images. Okay, so if I think I don't have any images in my system. Okay, let me just check it. Okay, I think I don't have any images. So okay, let us go and search for Google. In Google, we'll just type an image and we'll download it and then I'll show you. Okay, okay. So you can copy or else download it also. If you copy it, for example, you can direct paste it also. If you paste it, the image will be displayed. Accordingly, you can edit it. Okay. And if you download, let me show it as download. Okay. So yeah, I'll download it. Okay. Double tap on the image. It will redirect you to the folder, your files, right? Click on download, click on the image, and then it will select the image. Okay. Accordingly, you can add the images. Okay. What are the details of this product also you can mention, like using this text. Okay. What is its name? Like mango. What is its price? Etc. All things you can mention. Okay. And to indicate the quantity, you can use the component called as num stepper will be there. Okay. Let me type, yeah, num stepper. Okay. So this will indicate uh, how much quantity you want to order, right? You can use this component for quantity. Okay. So let us write it under down. Okay. To do better. This is quantity, right? Quantity, how much you want to indicate, you can write the number. Here you can mention the number also. Okay. Select the component and under that you can select the number. How much you want to, how much size you want. Okay. I think number is not available. Color also you can select it. Okay. I want this to be displayed in blue. So display. Okay. In the same way again for this apple also. Again name apple. Again price. Again quantity. Okay, same thing. We'll add a num stopper here also. Okay, so if you want to edit the number, okay, double tap on it and edit the number. Okay, got it. So in this way, you can add the product catalog and rename this button to add to cart. Okay, even if you want to add icons also, you can add icons. Okay, so I want to add, okay, cart cart button. Okay, and please in the search also you can give those icons. Okay, got it. So yeah, in this way, so I want to reduce the size, so I will type it as medium. Got it. So in this way, screens can be created. These are usually called as mockup because we are not displaying it in the form of pen and paper, placeholder, etc. Right? We are adding the images and how it should look like also. Right? These are usually called as mockups, if you can say. Okay. And the next one, I will directly go to payment. Okay. I'll remove these all these components. Okay, so if you want, you can present other pages also. Like once add to cart is done, in cart you will be able to display what all products you have placed in the cart, right? So next page you can give as add to cart also. So I'm directly jumping into payment, okay, where we will be doing the payment options, right? Okay, so you can when you are displaying with credit or cards option, you can use this credit card option. Okay, so various payment modes need to be selected, right? So you can add text first where it should indicate that this is a payment page, right? Right. So you can use radio buttons here to indicate which payment you want to select. Okay. First is UPI and next one is COD and next one card. Okay. And in card, yeah. So instead you can use these symbols for indicating card symbol if you wish. Okay. And for COD, I want to use rupee. Okay. So if you know the component, just type it, search it. If it is available, it will show. Okay. UPI doesn't have any component, right? So we'll just keep this money symbol. Okay. Or else for COD, we'll just use this money and then rupee for UPI. It will be better. Right? Got it, team? How to use this bar clip? Okay. So let me add another page and okay, let us duplicate it. Okay. And here rename it, and also you'll know get to know why we need to rename once when all pages are created. Okay, rename it as payment. Okay, so once the payment is done, order will be placed successfully, right? It will display a sample image thing, right? Order placed successfully, right? This one we will write as confirmation. Okay, so remove these components. Here, I think I have okay. This button should be edited, right? Pay now option will be enabled, right? So I think I've done everything. Okay, let us go to this. And once the payment is done, it will display an image, right? So you can use this text area. I think it is there, I guess. Yeah, text area. Okay. So in the text area, we display that order placed successfully. Okay. Order placed successfully, and will indicate some image. Okay. So we'll type search and type it as, I mean, whenever order is placed and right symbol will be coming inside, so you can search for it. Okay. So if you want to search, for example, icons, click on headers, like previously we did it, right? Click on header, double tap on it, then you can search for the component which you want to include. Okay. Yeah. Basically, I want this thing. Order placed successfully, right? So we'll add color, green color. Okay. Got it. So once the order is placed, it shows where you want to go, right? So let us give the text as go to home, or else dashboard, or else it's product catalog, right? Go to home, right? So in this way, multiple pages can be created. Okay. So if you see in the top right corner, you have this present button, right? So if you click on present, then it will show in the full screen presentation. Where things are there, where you need to edit, etc. All things can be done. Okay. First is registration, right? So registration will be entered by the user. Password is entered, mobile number is entered. Then you'll click on this register, right? So if you click on register, it is not going to the next page, right? So those things also you can add it in the Balsamiq. Okay. So let us go and uh, see about those links. Okay. So if you go to registration page, uh, when you click on this register button, then it should go to the login page, right? So to enable those links, click on this register, and under this we have various options, right? We have this link, right? Link it with login. Okay. Then the link is added. Okay. So if you go and see, let us go and test it whether it is working or not. Okay. The username is entered, password is entered, mobile number is entered. You click on register, then login. Right? It is working. Right? So we'll go and give it for all options. Okay. For login, we'll link it with product catalog, and product catalog, we will give it to payment, and payment to confirmation. Okay. So in once the payment is done, again you should go to the dashboard, right? So we will go to product catalog again, right? In that way, multiple options can give. For example, if you select in payment, if you select UPI, right? When you selected UPI, again it should go to another page, right? So you can also add those screens for payment for UPI. What screen should be image, it should be displayed, etc. Okay. So if you want to link to a web address, okay, you can also give the URL also. For example, let me give. Okay, let us go and get any website. Okay. Mm, Let us go with COPD website only. Okay. COPD.com, right? We'll see whether it works or not. Okay. Once UPI is selected, it should redirect you to COPD website. Let us see whether it will work or not. Okay. You click on OK, then we'll go and test it whether it works or not. Okay. So now if you see, once login details are entered, the user will click on login and then you will select the products that you will see. You will select the quantity, etc. and all, and click on add to cart. Then uh, you can select any mode of payment, right, through which you can pay. Right? If you click on pay, it will redirect you to the order placed successfully. Yes. Once the payment is done, you can click on go back to home. Okay. So if you want to select UPI, right? So click on UPI, then it will redirect you to the particular website. So I think it is working, right? So in this way, those links can also be given to external websites or else to the own mockups. Everything you can do it in this bar chart. Okay, got it, team? Team, did you get it? How to use Balsamiq? Please respond. Hello, are you there, team? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, got it, got it. Okay, so if everything is okay for you, then I'll go to the Azure and I'll explain. Okay. See, why does a developer create screens and pages when you can know how to develop? Why do we need to create a dummy page? Okay. So as a BA, we should create it. Okay. So it is very easy actually, Balsamiq. You can just drag, drop, etc. Because these are simpler to make. Okay. Developer don't need it because they know how to develop a screen and page, right? Why do we, why do they do it? As a PA, we create it, get the feedback from the user, what things need to be played, and we give it to the developer so that accordingly they will develop. Okay. Here logo should be present. So the developer will make sure that logo should be present. Okay. Got it? Okay. So we'll now go. Yeah, it also depends on the company. Okay. But the wireframes and mockup are usually done by BA. Okay. Whereas prototype, you will discuss with the developer and you do it because those are like advanced features, right? So you discuss with developer after this stage what it should do, etc. Okay. So yeah, let us go to Azure. Mhm. Okay. So you can click on close and enlarge it. Okay. So this is the interface we will be getting in the Azure. Okay. Where this is the middle part is called as canvas, where you can drag and drop the components, etc. and place it in the canvas homepage. Okay. And on the right side, on the topmost thing, you can see a ribbon where formatting everything, etc. can be done. Okay. And on the right side, you can see the interaction. Like I told you, multiple advanced features or navigations can be done, right? Using these interactions and properties is used to help out format specific things like buttons, etc. Okay. Widget manager is like it shows you an hierarchy, how each pages are linked towards each other and all. Okay. And on the right left side, you can see the various widgets through which you can drag and drop it on the canvas to use those features. Okay. And this on the above of widgets, you can able to see what all pages are there, how they are created and all to navigation. Okay. So here also we'll create the same pages. Okay. To double tap on it, you can add you can add the page after this, or else you can rename also. I'll just rename it as register. Okay. So in the register page, first we'll create a register page. Okay. Here you don't have those components like the browser, etc. Okay. So to indicate a rectangle shape, a browser shape, I'm just using it as using a rectangle component. Okay. According to the screen and all, you can select it. Okay. So in the rectangle, I want to indicate this as a registration page, right? You can have this text input, text field. Okay. Here first is username. In the same way, password. Okay. So double tap on it, then you can edit it. Okay. In the same way again, password is done right. After password, mobile number, and then email. Right. So once this is done, registration will be successful, right? The registration button should be there. Here you don't have a button. Okay. You have this button shape. Okay. You can drag and drop it. You mention. Double tap on it. Edit it. Register. Okay. And on the heading also, we'll just write a label that what it is. Okay. I'll add a header that this is a registration page. Okay. Okay. Double tap on it and write it as registration. Okay. Got it. So even here also you can change the background, etc. and all. First select the rectangle, and on the right side you can see this formatting and styles, right? Here you have very advanced features. So with etc. also you can edit it, and font also, borders, etc. and all. What color need to be filled? Okay, the same color will fill it. Okay, this text and all will write as will make it as some other color. Okay, I think this is border, right? Yeah. So this register also, I want to change the color. So select this button and another, you have this colors options, right? You select gray. Okay, got it? So in this way, you can edit it, all the details. Okay, and the next page, we'll discuss, we'll write it. I will, you can use the same as duplicate option also. Okay, double tap on it and create a duplicate page. Right? Okay, let us delete this. Yeah, so first rename it. to login, right? So under login, what all things you want to place, you mention it. Okay, login now, and username is not needed, mobile number is not needed, just email and password, right? Okay, and this register button should be renamed to login, right? And forgot password also if you want to mention, so you can add a text input or else a label. Okay, let us create a label under that mention forgot password. Okay, so I think it is very light, right? So we'll bold it and increase the size to 16 or something. Okay, so text color also you can change it accordingly. So I want to rename it to blue color. So yeah, done. Okay, so in this way, pages can be created. I think you might be getting some doubts, right? The same pages we are creating in the Balsamiq also. What is the difference, right? So we'll discuss once all static pages are created. We'll just delete. Okay, okay. So we'll just duplicate it and rename it as product catalog or catalog. Okay. So in this catalog, what all things should be present? These things should be there, right? Okay. So you can add images also here also. Like if you copy paste also, you will get it. Or else you can download. Or if you double tap on it, you click on it, it will ask you to auto size or not. Click on yes, it will adjust it accordingly. Okay. You can show the images or what all images you want, and you have copied Apple image previously, right? You can also copy paste it here for the images. Okay. In the same way, add the text whatever you want. Okay. You can add the text field or else you can mention normal text also. Like this is mango. Okay, let us give some space. Okay, just we'll copy it and paste it multiple times. Okay, this is Apple and price also you can mention as 10 something. Okay, so here you don't have multiple components just like in Balsamiq. Okay, there are many icons, components, etc. But here you don't have it. Okay, so if you want any icon and all need to be placed, you can place it from image also. Okay, So you can get it from Google and place it. Okay. So quantity also need to be mentioned, right? So we can write quantity. Okay. Or else, let us see. Let us use another component. Okay. Mm, We'll use a drop list. Okay. Okay. Let us create a drop list for quantity. It will be better. Okay. To create a drop list is nothing but on a list basis what you want to add. Okay. So I want to show multiple quantities so that user can select. Okay. So click on add many and select and do what all things you want. Okay. First mention is as quantity and then mention what all quantities you want to mention like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Click on OK. Okay. So you will get these check boxes, right? So if you check box quantity, then quantity will be displayed on the image. If you select one, then one will be displayed. Okay. So I'm selecting quantity so that it will display on the top. Okay. Got it? The same quantity. I want to give it here also for the mango also. Okay. And the price also should be mentioned here, right? So mention it as price and quantity. Got it? And once this selection is done, if you want, you can use another components. We'll see. Okay. For now, we'll use these. And once this is done, you can add to cart. Okay. Add to cart button is pressed so that we'll go to the cart and we'll do the payment, etc. Right. And also we'll add an header indicating this is a product catalog or something. Or else products. Okay. So yeah, we'll create a duplicate one again, but we'll now directly jump into payment, like how previously we have done. Okay. So click on payment and remove all these features. Okay. So rename the header as payment modes, where you will get various options of the payments, right? Again, here also same, use the same radio buttons. Okay. Use this radio button and rename it. Like first one is UPI, right? And the same way second one is cards. Okay, okay. So if you want to adjust the size, you adjust it accordingly. Okay. Again, one more mode of payment, that is COD. Okay. So in this way, we can see or use various modes of payment, and the button should be placed as pay now. Okay. And the next page would be displayed as another page, which is confirmation. Okay. So under confirmation, I don't want any of this, right? So you can add a text area. to display that order display successfully. Okay, order placed. Okay, so we'll just summarize it, and in size will increase it. Okay, let us change the color also. Change it to gray. And like I told you, images if you want to add, you can add it via images only. Okay, like previously we have placed one image right symbol, right? So to use that, you have to add that image. Then only you can do it. Okay. Order is placed successfully. It should redirect you to catalog or home, right? Home button, right? So now we have seen we have created 5 pages and same diagram and same layout we have used like username, password, mobile number, email, etc. Right? So if you present it, you have this present option here on the top ribbon. You have this preview feature. Okay. So if you preview it, it will redirect you to the browser. Okay. And like I told you, if you see the same pages we have created in Balsamiq and here, right? Then what difference did you found? Till now you haven't found any difference, right? So previously, whenever username is present in this Balsamiq, you cannot edit it, right? Okay, let us preview it first. And if you use this feature, you cannot enter anything, right? If you enter also, it will not display, right? This is what called as user interaction. This is not possible in Balsamiq, okay? Whereas in here, you can edit it also. You can write the username like something. These user interactions can be possible. Okay. If you observe, if you want to enter, you have to remove first and then you are entering the text we want. Right. So it is very hard to do it, right? Even the clients will also find it hard to do it. So you have a feature called as in text. Okay. Select on what you want to see the in text, select it. Under that you have under properties, go to properties and you have this int text. Okay. Under the int text, you write what int should be displayed. Okay. It should be displayed as username. Right. In the same way for others, once you have given in the text, here you remove the text, what it is. Okay. Here in text, you want to give it as password. Right. Once in text is given, you remove the password text here. Here mobile number, right? Give as mobile number and email here. Okay. In properties, if you observe, there are other components also, like what this is, what type of the text also you can decide. Like if it is a number, right? You can give number, phone number. I think this is email ID, right? So email. Okay. This is mobile number. You can type the text as mobile phone number. This is password. Right? You can select the text as password. Okay. So for now, we'll go and see how it works. Okay. So if you see, we are directly entering it. We are not removing it. Right? Okay. If you press on it, it is automatically displaying as we have given password, right? So in generally in real life situations, password will not show you, right? You will get dotted lines, dotted dots, right? So in that given. Okay. So here if you enter mobile number, you can enter mobile number here. Okay. Got it? Here email. Okay. If you select this password also, you can if you use symbol, it will display. Just like how you will do in real life. Okay. These all in Bathme we cannot do. Okay. Before the modifications, types, etc. Okay. Even links also you can give in this also as you. Okay. So if you want to give links from one page to another, so clearly select this button, and under this interactions we have create link, right? Create a link, and it should navigate to login page, right? Select this login, then a link is already created. In the same way for other pages, even in this login also, we'll give in text as email, and we'll remove this password in text as password, and select the text to this is password, right? Select password. Okay. And also in the password in real life you'll be getting length should be more than 12 characters, etc. Right? Likewise also you can mention the length here. Okay. How much maximum length you want. You can also indicate it. So I want only five characters or five things. Okay. So in that way, five until and unless you press five, up to five only it will tell you, give you. Okay. Ask you to enter. Okay. Likewise also you can mention them. And like I told you, to catalog, right? And catalog, add to cart to. Okay. I think another file is opening. So we'll create a link, or else click on create link and open link. You have this open. Either way you can do it. Okay. As it is not working, click on one click and click on this open link on what page you want to display. Okay. This is catalog. It should navigate to payment, right? Click on payment, click on OK. Then a link will be created. Okay. Again, payment, select the payment button and click on click, open link. It should go to confirmation. Right? Select confirmation, click on OK. Okay. And confirmation, it should redirect you to next, that is again catalog, right? Click on click, select open link, go to catalog, click on OK, then it will go. Okay. So we now added some links and intakes and links, right? So we'll now go and test. Okay. Team, can you hear me properly? You are getting any noise? Okay, okay. So in between, if you get any noise, just let me know in the chat box. Okay. Yeah. So we are now testing, right? If you scroll sideways, you can get it actually. I think you haven't. If you scroll sideways, are you getting it? Or else, okay, go to this Azure under this view, click on view. Okay. Under toolbars, make sure about panels. Yeah. In these panels, make sure about these things are selected or not. Okay. Here, widget interaction, page properties, all are selected or not, which verify it. Okay. Pooja, got it? Select them, then it will display. Okay. Widget interaction style, widget properties and style, widget manager. Please select them, toggle them, then it will display. Okay. Yeah, I think we are in presentation, right? So either username is entered, password entered, mobile number, register, it is going to one other page, right? This password you have given 5 letters only, right? Even after pressing more, also it is not allowing me to get it, right? In that way, it works actually. Okay, okay. The links are also properly working, right? If you see the password, the browser is asking you to save password, right? In that way, it acts like a real system. Okay, but if you observe one thing, in payment also, select UPI, etc., and pay now. It will order is placed successfully. Click on go home, right? This quantity you haven't checked it, right? So you can select the quantity actually. Okay, add to cart. Okay, but if you observe in real time, login shouldn't. If you don't press email, if you don't enter email ID and password also, it is going to login. That shouldn't do in that way, right? Until and unless email and password are correct, then only the login should be successful, right? Okay, but these conditions also you can give in this Azure. Email and password should be correct, then only it should go to login. Okay, those conditions also we can give. Okay, those we can give via this users interaction page. Okay, you click on this case we have opened it, right? Okay, so first select it. The shape name, you mention the name, that is email. This is as password. Okay, okay. So we are creating a link, right? So if you are adding conditions that email and password correct, then only login should proceed, right? Those you can add it in this select link only. Here case one is already open, right? Click on case one, and on the above case one you have this condition, add condition, right? Click on add condition. Here you can able to see or add many conditions. Text on widget, you can select the value, whatever you want, you can mention it. Okay. So this in the sense, email and password we are giving conditions, right? That is why we are given names. Okay. Select email. In email, what condition we can give? It should contain @gmail.com or what? We can add a condition, right? I want to add that condition that it should contain @gmail.com. Okay. So if you in the description also you can see like the text on email contains gmail.com, then only it will proceed. Okay. You can add this condition. If you want to add another condition also, you can add it. Okay. So edit the condition and click on plus, and another condition will also be added. And password also we want to add some condition, right? Select password, and the password shouldn't be same as email that you get it in real life, right? I want to add it. Okay. Does not equal to, you can select text on widget or else email. You can select the email, right? It shouldn't, uh, does not equal to email. That is what the condition which you have given it, right? So once this is done, click on OK, and this one also click on OK. Then we'll go and try it. Okay, to present it. Now, simply if you press login, it is not going, right? That means the condition which we are given is practically working, right? So we'll mention some email random thing. Okay, so without we'll type it, and we'll type some password. Okay, so as you can see, I've given something. Okay, so click on login, even though now it is not going because the condition is not met, right? Is not there here, right? So let us try. @gmail.com. Okay. Password, let it be. And once we'll try whether it is logging or not. If you can't log in, now it is logging it. That means the conditions which we have given are working, right? Got it? These things you cannot do it in Balsamiq. Those are just static. These are dynamic in nature. Okay, got it, Tim? Even these interactions can also be given. For example, whenever the cursor is there, right? Whenever the cursor is pointing towards login, it should change the color. Okay, those interactions can also be done. Click on this and you have this interaction styles. Double tap. Okay, under this interaction style, we have various sections like mouse over, mouse down, selected, disabled. Right? Mouse over in the sense whenever the mouse is over the dot button. Mouse down means whenever the mouse is removed from that button. Okay. Whenever the mouse is over, I want it to change the color. Okay. I want it to change the color to. Okay. I think it is selected as browser. Okay. So select this button, double tap on it, and interaction styles. Take it as red color. Okay. And when the mouse is down, it should fill it with green color. Okay. So let us go and see whether it is working or not. Okay. So if you see, okay, I think condition is not met, right? That is why in login it is not working. So in another page we'll see. Okay. So for which register, I want to add interaction styles, which is mouse over, fill color with red. Okay. Click on OK and we'll present it. If you see the whenever mouse is there, it is changing to red, right? In that way, you can give these conditions. Okay, this you cannot do in Balsamiq. Okay, and another features are also there. Like so, if any offer you want to display whenever a person clicks on image. Okay, those also you can do it. Okay, for example, I want an offer to be displayed whenever mouse is pointed towards mango. Okay, so you can give as some first thing we'll add some text. What text to be displayed? Okay, so you can write the text, naming it as 40% off. Okay, let us increase its size. Okay, so we have added some text, right? What I want is so whenever mouse is pointed towards this mango, this 40% off should be displayed. Okay, whenever it is removed out, 40% off should be removed. Okay, so to do it, first click on this mouse, I mean image. You have this on mode on top, right? Go to this and you have this show hide option. Okay. Okay. First thing you have to name it. Okay. Select this thing and name it as offer. Okay. Now click on this image on mouse enter. Show hide. That offer should be displayed, right? It should show, right? So select the animation which is fade and click on OK. Okay. Then the mouse is whenever the mouse is pointed, this should display. If mouse is removed, that means mouse out. Okay. Whenever mouse is removed, show hide, again offer, we should hide it, right? So animation again, if you want, you can put it fade and click on OK. Okay. And this text should be initially removed, right? So interaction style, you can click on disabled or else set it done. Yeah, click on the set it done. Okay. So we'll go and see whether it is working or not. Okay. So now if you see 40% off is not displayed because we have set it as hidden, right? So whenever the mouse is pointed towards mango, that is displayed. 40% off. It is removed, it is fading, right? So in that way, these all can be possible here. Okay. In Azure, we cannot do it basically in Balsamiq and Balsamiq these conditions, etc. things we cannot do it. Okay. So basically, this is the difference between this Balsamiq and Azure, what we are building it. Okay. These are actual prototypes, whereas whatever we built in Balsamiq and the Balsamiq are wireframes and mockups. Okay. So I hope you got it right. So this is all about the Balsamiq and Azure video. Okay. So